Hello everyone and welcome to Railroute, a brand new game. So new, as you can see, this is an alpha preview of the game. Not all features are implemented. The game can contain game-breaking bugs and performance issues. All features are subject to change. Join our Discord community and share your thoughts. Wishlist the game on Steam, don't miss the early access version release. Okay, don't show again. So, what's it all about? I'll just click on this option screen. So, this is, in some ways, the user interface looks a little bit like NIMBY. For those of you who are familiar with NIMBY Rail, I don't have it myself. Lots of people have gone crazy for it, though. It's got a lot of publicity. And if you're not familiar with it, basically you lay down the routes using real Google Maps, and it looks around and says, oh, this area's got X population, send trains from here to there, and basically try and make a profit. This game doesn't work so much in that way, in that there's towns on here where you have stations, or you have to build stations in some places. I'll get to that when we start the actual gameplay. But your job is to be a dispatcher. Your job is to lay the tracks, send the trains that need sending, get them to their destination and get them back. And if you do it in a reasonable time frame, you get cash rewards for it. And there are also tokens that you get awarded, which you use to upgrade and unlock new features. Anyway, whilst we're on the options, let's just have a look through. So we can have it full screen windowed, borderless full screen window. Your resolution, it is only 1080p at the minute. Whether that will go up to 4K, I don't know. Although, realistically, on a game like this, you don't need 4K. FPS limit, you can limit the FPS. Why you'd want to, I don't know. Music volume. There is music in the game. I'm not going to run it. YouTube is very funny about even in-game music. I don't want a copyright strike. Even though I don't get paid for my content, a copyright strike is definitely a bad thing. Anyway, so we've got sound volume, that's straightforward, so that's in-game sound. Video, black background, removes all background decorations. I've not tried that. Chromatic aberration. I'm not sure what that is. I'd have to look it up. Maybe you guys know. 2D lights, turning off can improve performance and allowing. Now, I've only had a very basic playthrough of this, but performance seems fine on my system, so we'll leave that on. And HUD, you can alter the scale of the user interface, like so. I'm going to leave it as it came by default. That seems fine to me. There is an editor where you can create your own map. I'm not going to go into that, certainly not in this video, because yeah, we don't need to. I am going to restart the tutorial just so you can get a run through of that. But essentially there is two types of map available. There's an endless mode and a timetable. I've not looked at timetable, but as you can see on this right hand side, endless. Build your rail network empire from scratch. Unlock advanced technologies and progress through the map. That's what we're going to go on to after the tutorial. Then there's timetable, which is scored map with predefined timetable, be as precise as possible. So essentially everything's built for you there. You've just got to get the trains to run through the network as efficiently as possible. So let's go on to the tutorial. Just give you an overview of how the game works. So as you can see, we have our train. Imagine this number 1 is platform of a station, and over here may be its destination. Anytime you see the dotted line, as it says, the train will continue its route off your plan from this point. Same over here. So, and you have two types of signals. This is a manual type of signal, like a D shape or a dome. So we'd click that, and that turns the signal green and says that the train can go through here. Now, if we, as you can see by default, this one is actually set up already to go green. So it wants us to stop the train at the signal. Straightforward there. And then, as it says, notice the opposite signal. So the flat edge is always the direction that's facing the train. If there's a signal facing away from the train will ignore it. Much like real signals on real railways, if the signal's facing the opposite direction, you can't see it, so you're not going to pay any attention to it. So our train's coming to the signal. There we go. So that's the first tutorial. Very basic, but it gives you a great overview of how the game works. So blinking indicates waiting trains, open timetable at station central. So we click this, you can see we've got a train here. So receive the train computer 1021 on platform number 1. So if we click, because two platforms, so there's a 1 and 2 down here. So click the 1 and the train will come off the edge of the map into platform 1. And then click the yellow triangle below right. And then, so this is our timetable. So we can select trains from here. And we want to accept 1022 onto platform 2. All straightforward. And you can actually speed up time like 5 times 15, 25 using number keys 1 to 4. So there you go. That's the next tutorial. Simple as simple. Nothing's being left for you to figure out at this stage. So you know what you're getting into when you go into the full game. And here, for example, we've got a train wanting to come in to East End. And as you can see, the clock says 7:59:15. The train's due to get here at between 8 and 8:01. That's important later on in the game. And the reason for that is when you get into timetables and scoring, you need to get the money for the trains being on time. So anyway, telling us how to select switch. Literally, you just click on it and there we go. So now we click signal as shown in the previous one. That will allow the train to proceed to central once the time is up. So we'll just speed up time there. And there we go. Our train is making its way to its destination. Just like so. As you can see, we've got our train there on time. So we'll just speed up to the end of time. And that's that section fast. So now, handle the waiting train at Central Station. So he needs to come in on platform 2. Always look at that, because when you get going, it can be so easy to pull a train into a wrong platform and you will get docked money for that. So he's going to come in. We know that we're going to have to change that, and we're going to change the signal to allow him to proceed to East End. Like so. Now here's the cool thing. Now we have to tell the train to reverse, and you can see the headlight diffusion to show which way the train's going. And the train needs to go into Central 1. So again, just change the signal, setting light to green, and away the train goes. So on to the next one. Now this is one, as you can see, a bit more complicated on the track layout. Again, he's going to want to go to East End 1, but we've got an automatic signal, which is a triangle rather than the dome shape. Now the cool thing about this is, on the automatic signal, you click there, and then click your target track, which is number 1, it will set all the points straight through, and the train can proceed to where it needs to go. And as you'll see, it shut down that signal, so you can't put a competing signal in, or route, should I say. So again, reverse your train, and click the signal, which is platform 1. We're ready for the train to go on its way. So there you go. That's the basics of rail route. Much more awaits you: automation, shunting, coach yards, contracts, system upgrades, etc. We'd recommend to play the endless mode next, which is what we're going to go on to now. But there you go, guys. Hopefully that gives you a basic overview of what we're planning to achieve. Now, as you can see, this is a bit more of a complicated layout. What I actually want to do is click restart, because I have been playing and I didn't realise it was going to load up the map. So, welcome to the endless mode. Now up to you. Grow your railway empire from scratch. I will have a word with Angel, the developer, who handed me this key. So build up the traffic by accepting the contracts. Don't worry, we have already accepted a few to provide you an easier start. Feel free to accept a few more, only those you are able to run. So there will be contracts that we can't do because it will be going to a station that we do not have either a track routed to or a platform. When you feel comfortable, buy new platforms and expand to new stations, and then accept contract there. So there's 2 types of contract. So recurrent contracts, you run a trial train after accepting. The reward is calculated based on how fast the trial train is handled. The train will repeat every hour. Timetable is recorded from the trial train. Timetable can be adjusted later when proper technologies are unlocked. So when you get a massive empire running and there's tracks going here, there and everywhere, you may have a situation where a train will need to stop along the route to wait for other trains to come through. Well, obviously that's going to affect your timetable. So if we can send one train from, I'm just going to call it device and pretend that's a silent J, I don't know whether that's right, to Bubney. So if we can send a train straight through there, it's only going to take a couple of minutes. Now later on, if we've got multiple tracks and trains coming, it may take an extra minute to get through, so we're never going to be able to stick to the timetable. So unlocking the ability to change that timetable will be very useful. So one-off contracts. Only one train with a steady predefined schedule. You must try to comply with this schedule at all costs. And don't forget to unlock new technologies with the acquired currency. Have fun. Now, I'm going to pause that right on 8 o'clock. So, up here, as you can see, you get experience points, which can be used to unlock system upgrades. Now, your system upgrades are here. So, we've not got any tokens yet, but as you can see, you can buy various things. So, one-time freight contract. So we may have a freight train going through one time, and we'll be able to take that contract. Automation. This is where you can build automatic signals and queue the routes in auto signals. That will be very helpful. Auto accept arriving trains. Now that could be a double-edged sword, because you could be accepting trains, or you can actually manage them on the network. Then controls, basic dispatcher up to 7 stations. Upgrade your track speed. That could be very helpful. And then enter train button to allow train to enter the board. Trains that need attention are shown first. Next station display. Or you can read those and see for yourself. There is a buy. So with the buy, you can, as you can imagine, buy platforms at all these stations. And if we scroll out, that hopefully gives you an idea of how big this network can be. All these dotted blue lines, by the way, are walls. You cannot build through a wall, is my understanding. So you wouldn't be able to, for example, build a track down from there to Masaryk station. You'll have to use that route to come through. And then we have connection. So you have your track, change track speed, not unlocked, freight platform, coach yard, not unlocked, and then here's your signals, routing sensor, arrival sensors, and bulldoze. We don't need to worry about any of that just yet. What we need to worry about is our first train, which is device, Bubney device. So he wants to come on platform 2. We're going to let him. And what we're going to do is we're going to set that. So once we're already set, so when our train comes in, we can set the route and he can go as soon as he's ready. So he's due to arrive at 8:01. We click on him. You see 8:01 to 8:02 he waits at device, goes out to Bubney 8:05, and then comes back for 8:09. Simple, straightforward. Now if you look here, you can see we have 2 trains already in the timetable. So we're going to speed it up. So 8:02, off goes our train. Now one thing I do know I want is I'm going to build that there, and I'll show you why soon. So accept contract and unlock and upgrade are our goals. So if we come in contract, you can see there's a commuter, and we can accept up to 4,000 and we'll get green token, or we can do up to 1,000. So stops for a minute, goes for a minute, stops for a minute. I'm not going to take any contracts just yet, because my first playthrough I made this mistake. And what you do is you accept contracts and then realise that you can't actually fulfil them. Right. I'm going to put in that connection there. And the reason for that is, if we look at our timetable, you'll see FR 2010. And the contract for this is next due in 5 minutes, and he goes to the docks, which is up here. So you need a route through to the docks. And what you could do is bring him into Bobney and then reverse him out, but better to have a straightforward route. So let's reverse him. He needs to go into platform 1. So there we go. We'll give him his route. And there we go. So he comes in platform 1. And then here comes our train. Wants to pass at 8:11. And it wants to pass at 8:18 up here. So let's set the route. Give him a green light. And he can make his way. So, okay. Leave me alone for an hour. Purely because I want to get recording this. I don't want to be putting in email addresses right now. So, send that off. And as you can see, we have nothing coming in for a little while. So what I want to do is get this to 8:13. Right, let's have a look. Up to 5,000. But penalised by 500 per minute, and wrong platform, 500. So I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to say you can come in on platform 1. And in he comes. Now, we've got 11,600 sat here nicely in the bank. So let's buy another track. And then connections. Like so. Right. I don't like. Right, we can't bulldoze that. Right, yeah. So let's bring in our COM6260. He's making his way up there. We can now flick that signal and know that we're clear. I'm going to send our train into Bunby, platform 1. And there you go. So he's come in, he's brought in 2000. And we've unlocked another green token. So bring him in. And then what you'll notice when he comes in is that will change to Bubney 1. Now, looking here, we can see that at 8:20, platform 2 is going to be busy. 8:30, platform 1 and platform 2 are going to be busy. So I actually want to try and bring this train back into platform 1. So come 10:20's back, he wants to come into platform 2. I'm happy with that. Let's get him in. That curiosity. No, they can't build where that is. But what I would like to do is re-engineer this. And then we're out of money. Okay, that's cool. Cool. Right, so what we can do is look at there and say, yep, you want to come in to there. So we'll change that point. So he's got his run in. Now he is going to have to pause briefly. Get that train out of the way. Flick that and flick that. And he's got his run into platform 2. He's made his route. Now he's going to do that continually. I believe he's going to set up. Yeah, so he's in trial. There you go. So it's accepted. So that's how long it's going to take to do his route. Now look in here, he's going to want to come into platform 1. That's cool. I do have more contracts, but I don't want to set up either of these just yet. Look, we've got mandatory contract to fulfill here. So hit reverse, give him the green light. In fact, let's pause that, because what I want to do, bring that in there, and then controls, I want to put not enough money. Right. Okay then, let's release that train. Hopefully he's going to get round the route in time. What I'm just going to do is change that point ready, because remember our docks train could be due any moment now. So let's set that up. There we go. So release him. And there you see, trial for contract 626 finished. Payment per train 1,500 of the 5,000 offered. So we're going to not be on great money, but 1,500 per train is fine. And what we can do, now we've got some money, is place a manual signal facing that way. And a manual signal facing that way. Now you can't have a signal on diagonal track. It has to be on a level. So bear that in mind if you do get this game and start setting out your routes. That is an important part of it. Anyway guys, I think let's just get this train in. He's going to continue off the edge of the map. And if we look at here, so accept more contracts, build up the traffic. So we've not got any more trains coming in yet. One piece of track I do want to build is that. So we've got a crossover there. The idea being that I could theoretically bring a train in from either of these platforms, come along here, send them up here and into either of these two platforms, and then bring them out down either of these tracks. One thing I do want to do though is I want to bulldoze that section and replace it with that. So we still retained a connection between the docks and Bobney, but now it's not trying to cross over there, which makes this entrance a lot easier. Hopefully you guys make sense of that. And in fact, what we could do is do that, and we could actually bulldoze that section. Yeah. So now we have a bit of a crossover there. So as I say, you can send trains in to from either of these two platforms to either of these two, and now we've got a two-way route. So we can say, yeah, send your trains up there. Once the other train comes down here, crossover point here, we can get more capacity. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this introduction, first look at Railroute. I'm going to have a discussion with the developer, and all being well, there'll be more content to come soon. As I say, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.